So, you're looking at the title and thumbnail and probably thinking, what does he mean by YouTube rivals? And well, first off, no, this isn't some kind of Twitch rivals copy I've made up. No, this is something new. When I say YouTube rivals, I'm talking about other people's YouTube channels that I consider to be an opponent I have to face. Channels that either make similar content or have a similar sub count. But first, quick disclaimer. I do not want to start any beef with the people I'm about to mention. This is purely a motivational thing for me. For example, if they upload, I try to upload something bigger and better. Like as if I'm virtually T-posing to assert dominance. Now, I have two people I would consider to be my rivals, with one of them being a friend of mine, ValeriaHawthorn, and the other being none other than the man himself, Markiplier. But crazy, how is Markiplier your rival? He has 33.3 million subscribers, meanwhile you can't even hold on to 580. Well, first of all, even Mark himself said that sub count doesn't matter when interacting with others.
I don't care how many or few you have, if you're interesting to talk to, I'll talk to you, and if I have the opportunity to do so.
But I consider him a rival in terms of what kind of content we both make. I think it's no secret that my editing style and just content in general is heavily inspired by Markiplier and Lixian. And personally, I kind of hate how much I've copied Lixian's editing. Just mine is a lot worse in comparison. And I hate the prospect of being a carbon copy clone. So whenever I see that Markiplier has uploaded a video on a certain game, I almost immediately cross out that game as a potential video for me to make. I do know that I have uploaded videos on certain horror games that Mark has played, however for all those games I didn't know that Markiplier had made a video on them till it was already too late. But to explain things a little better, we're gonna have to go back in time a little. No, not that far! God's sake. Okay, that's better. Here we are on the 13th of April 2022, the day that Markiplier uploaded a video titled We Went Back. To many, this was just Markiplier being Markiplier, uploading a video on a horror game, but to me, this was the first time I experienced a proper loss. Now before this day I wouldn't say I had rivals, but him uploading a video on this game was the first step to a completely one-sided battle against the 5'9" monolith that is Markiplier. Now, I actually had plans to make and upload a video on We Went Back. I had even had it wishlisted on my Steam to remind me to install it, but he beat me to it. But it's no biggie, there are plenty of other games I can play, and so I did just that. I played a different game, but something in the back of my mind kept thinking of what could have been. What if I had made a video on it first? Then it would be as if Markiplier was copying me. But it wasn't till he made a video on the game The Chernobyl Liquidators that it finally happened. I didn't notice it at first, but something in the name stuck out to me. And then it hit me. This game was also on my wishlist. I had added it around the same time as We Went Back, but it was nonetheless on there. Forgotten. He had done it again. He beat me to a game I granted didn't even have installed, but it still stung even more because of how awesome the game was. But that was it. I lost too many times, and so I made a vow to get back at this blasphemy. How dare he make higher quality videos than me? And so I started scouring the Steam store, trying to find as many interesting games as I could. But as brilliant as Steam is, it's not actually the best for finding short horror games. And it was then that, like a shimmering light of hope, I read deeper into Markiplier's video descriptions. And that's where I noticed that a lot of the games he plays actually come from a website called itch.io. Finally, a way to even out the playing field! Armed with my newfound knowledge, Markiplier and his team stood no chance. It was only a matter of time before they'd be trying to compete with me. Their futile attempts to best me would be thwarted by my brilliance, for I am the— He did it again, and this time, it couldn't have been worse. The game he played was the same game I was planning on recording the same day Mark uploaded this video. And then again, the exact same thing happened less than 2 weeks later. Both times, I had the game downloaded, the prospect of recording them stewing in my mind. But like an eagle, he swept in and snatched my opportunity, almost like he knew I was planning. I can't win. That doesn't mean I'm going to lose. I may not be as fast as Markiplier. I may not be as funny as Markiplier. Heck, I'm nowhere near as creative as Markiplier. but I'm a one-man army. I've been rocking it solo from the beginning. So if you really think this is going to stop me, you are so wrong. Mark my words, Markiplier. I will continue. I will get better. And you will rue the day you thought you could cross me, for I am... Okay, maybe I started getting a little carried away. Anyways, let's talk about Valeria. I found her channel around 4 months ago, back when I was still using my old channel. Now, having a small channel myself, I know the astronomical impact that any sort of shoutout can have. So me, with my 12 subscriber channel, gave her a shoutout over on my Twitter. At the time, she had only around 80 subscribers, of which she had gained over 6 months. 2 months later, she was on 100, but at around the same time I was given this channel that, at the time, had over 700 subscribers. Currently, she has 230 and is gaining subs at about the same rate that I've been losing subs. I'm on to you. Also, could you stop gaining subs so quickly? I've had to update this part of the script 6 times already! But why exactly do I consider her a rival? Well, we both started making YouTube videos at roughly the same time, giving us about the same amount of experience with the platform. Not to mention, we technically both started with Genshin content, although I strayed more towards the variety side, as that's kind of what I'd always planned to happen. However, apart from that one time she randomly played Dark Souls 3, Valeria only makes Genshin content, usually centered around co-op experiences. And those are kind of the only similarities between our channels. We have low sub counts, we started around the same time frame, and both have previously made or currently make Genshin content. Because otherwise my videos are on average over twice as long as hers, and my content is more that of a let's player, like Markiplier. But the real determining factor to me is editing and creativity. For a while now, I feel as if my creativity has been dwindling immensely. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't like how I've essentially copied the editing style Markiplier has in his videos. As a result, most of my content currently is just rapidly edited horror games. For reference, I usually take anywhere from 5 to 8 hours on average to edit these kinds of videos. Whereas Valeria has consistently been pumping out some really creative stuff that I've not seen before. But anyway, so picture this. You and your rival have very similar editing quality for a while. But then, all of a sudden, over the course of 3 to 4 videos, your rival gets good. Really good. With anime training montage levels of speed, they suddenly surpass you. What can you do? Are those 3 months showing themselves? Was there any hope to begin with? Was I doomed from the start? These 2 channels, one very well known, and the other on the verge of being everywhere. A seemingly hopeless battle. The shadow of success and the shadow of potential. But there's one thing they haven't realized. One thing no one has noticed. The persistence of a madman. So go. Continue on your merry ways. Continue surpassing your limits. Because I'll always be here. Always watching. Always listening. Never giving up. The gates are opening, and soon all will know why.